Tiny Planet Inc. Global Reach, Local Talent.
What is HANA and is there any prerequisite required to learn HANA? So, only thing that is required is basic SQL to learn HANA. With small knowledge of basic SQL is enough to learn HANA. There's a wrong perception in the market saying that to learn HANA, it's a requirement to know BW and BO. It's a wrong perception. There is no requirement as such because HANA is a totally different. The only knowledge that is required is basic SQL here. Even ABAPers, any module, or even PHP or .NET or Java, JSP people can also learn HANA here. HANA is not only limited to SAP, but also it is applicable for all others. Majorly there are three types in here. Majorly there are three types here. So one role is SAP developer. So one role will be SAP. I hope you guys are able to see my screen. So one will be SAP developer. That is what we will be doing. That is nothing but modeling. And the next role will be SAP administrator. So here the people who are working into basis networking, those people will be suited for this SAP administrator role. Next comes SAP application developer. So here all our JSP, .NET people can work here as application developers. So there are majorly three roles in SAP HANA. But where exactly this course and where are we targeting is SAP developer, that is modeling part. So now, what is HANA? What is HANA? First, I would like to say it is a database. It is not only a database, it is in-memory database. I would like to say it is a in-memory database. And secondly, what is HANA? It is a database. It is an in-memory database. It is a hardware structure plus software component. So altogether we call it as a appliance. So first of all, it is a in-memory database. Secondly, it is a hardware innovation. Thirdly, it is software innovation. So all put together it is called as an appliance. All put together it's called as an appliance. So what does HANA stands for? HANA stands for High Performance Analytic Appliance. So HANA means High Performance Analytic Appliance. So HANA appliance is nothing but it's a mixture because it is a platform that is providing us all these three combination, that is in-memory database technology, hardware innovation and a software innovation. So we call HANA as a appliance. So here you should majorly target for this word here, appliance. So now in the traditional approach, before going to that, I would like to ask you guys, what is the requirement? Why do we need HANA? Why do we require HANA? Is it really required when we have already a Oracle database or other databases already there? Then why do we require in-memory database called HANA here? Let me give you an example of Big Bazaar. In traditional approach, there are two systems. I hope you guys know that it is OLTP and OLAP system. So what is this OLTP and OLAP system? So OLTP system is nothing but online transactional system that facilitates and manage the transactional application. The day-to-day transactions are stored in OLTP system. So OLTP is for transactional system. It's for storing the transactional data. And OLAP system is nothing but online analytical system for multi-dimensional queries, for multi-dimensional data, for analytic purpose. So I was telling you about the example of Big Bazaar. So here the OLTP system, it stores everyday sales transaction data. That is, suppose in Big Bazaar, every day there will be around 1 lakh of articles. 1 lakh of articles will be sold, and these sales data are moved into OLAP system from OLTP system. Everyday transaction data is moved, that entire 1 lakh of transaction which is happening in one single day, the transaction data is stored in OLTP system. And let's assume for every week, for every month, or for quarter, every quarter, I have to move this sales data into a system for storage purpose, that's called historical purpose, that's called OLAP system. Here the drawback is, in this case, I'm not able to download last 1 hour data, last 1 day data, or last 1 week sales data here, because we are not moving the data day to day. We are moving weekly, monthly, or periodically we are moving it into OLAP system. So I'm not able to do analysis on the last day or last week, as the real-time data is not available. That was a drawback here. Because normally the reporting happens on top of OLAP system. Normally the report will be happening on top of OLAP system. So when you're doing a reporting, you're not doing a reporting on the real-time data. You're doing a reporting on the historical data, that is on the OLAP system. So this is the drawback. The drawback here is I'm not able to get the real-time data access. That was a drawback. So how will I move this OLTP system to OLTP system data to OLAP system? For that, I'll use ETL tools. What is ETL tools here? Extract, transform, load. The only drawback in this approach is I'm not able to move the real-time data, as because I'm moving it periodically. The drawback here is I'm not able to generate a report on real-time basis. For example, real-time data is not available immediately, like our mails, like our WhatsApp or Facebook. Suppose if you upload a photo and immediately someone likes it, so it is immediate. So on real-time it is. The real-time data is available immediately, instantly. But this is not happening here. So in ERP, we do not have a facility to access real-time data. So that's the reason HANA came into picture, to access the real-time data. For example, is it okay or is it right for a company to know that today's sales loss is around 1 lakh, but the company is getting to know about this after a month? Is it right? No. So it is not right. So in real-time data, because the real-time data is not readily made available for the reporting purpose. So the company will get to know about this loss only periodically when it moves the data from OLTP to OLAP system. So that's the reason this HANA came into picture, to provide, because no other ERP provides a real-time data access. So that's the reason HANA came into picture. I hope now you understood what is the reason behind HANA. Why HANA came into picture. So for example, in India there is a Diwali season. So during Diwali season, Big Bazaar wants to give some discount for this festive season, and it wants to know what are the sales that is happening day to day, the daily sales they want to know, so that they can calculate the discount for the next 10 days, how much discount they want to give. So this is based only on, this can be accurately designed only by HANA. So you can calculate easily with HANA. So we require HANA as a in-memory real-time database technology. So now we got to know what is HANA and why HANA. Next, what is HANA capability? HANA capability. It is mainly for performance. As I told you in the abbreviation itself, high performance analytic appliance. Performance. What does performance mean here? So what is performance here? What does performance mean here? How performance is achieved? How the performance is achieved? It's achieved because in-memory database. It's achieved because of the in-memory database. What is in-memory database here now? What does this in-memory database mean? It is simple. If I ask you to calculate 5 plus 5, you will say immediately 10. If I ask you to calculate 10 plus 10, you will say immediately 20. But if I ask you to calculate what is 192 into 196, you can't. So that's the reason this in-memory computing, which is made possible for simple calculations very easily, because HANA is based on RAM. HANA is based on RAM. That is, processing plus calculation is done on the RAM itself. Processing plus calculation is done on the RAM itself. So RAM, as you know, RAM is 1 lakh times faster than hard disk. So here we are avoiding the transfer of data from disk to RAM, which is why it is improving the performance. So the first reason is because of in-memory computing, the performance is better. That is in-memory computing. How? Because it is based on RAM. RAM is 1 lakh times faster than the disk. Here we are avoiding unnecessary data transfer from the disk to RAM. So it is calculating and also processing on the RAM itself. The second reason, this is the first reason. The second reason is hardware innovation. What is this hardware innovation? Example, in our laptop, if I say we have dual core, quad core, it means we have 2 cores or 4 cores available in our laptop. For what reason? To do multitasking. For multitasking, we have 2 or 4 cores. So this hardware innovation has brought us a single CPU with a blade concept. A single CPU can accommodate more CPUs. Single CPU can accommodate more CPU. So I can put on 10 cores. And single CPU board it can accommodate 10 CPUs, but single blade CPU boards it can accommodate. So single CPU can accommodate 10 cores, single CPU board can accommodate 10 CPUs, and single blade can accommodate 10 CPU boards. So this is how it is made up innovation in hardware. That is totally how many cores I have here? How many cores I have here? 10 into 10 into 10. So I have here 1000 cores. It's 1000 core processor fast. It's a 1000 core processor system. So data processing is much faster. So this is one of the reasons for the performance. First one is it's based on RAM. Second one is it's hardware innovation. And third one is it is a software innovation. What is the software innovation? Yeah. So third one is software innovation. So I would like to say it is a hybrid database. Hybrid database. What does it mean? As HANA supports both columnar structure and row structure, it's called as hybrid because it supports both columnar and row. Because reading the data is very faster when compared to other databases in HANA because it supports both the structures here, that is row structure plus columnar structure. And what happens with other traditional databases? It uses only row structure. The data records are stored in the form of row. But here it can also be used in form of columns. The row storage is used for inserting data. Row is used for inserting the data, and columnar is used for reading the data. So one is used for inserting the data to the database and one is used for reading the data. So this is how it gives a quick, because the performance is actually based out of three concepts here. One is in-memory database, that is based out of RAM. Second one is hardware innovation. Third one is software innovation. What is the software innovation here? That is nothing but hybrid database because it uses both row and columnar structure. Row is for inserting the data and columnar structure is for reading the data. So while reading it uses the column, so it is much faster. So because of this three function, the performance is high. What happens in our traditional database system? We know in our traditional database system, we have presentation layer. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so we have presentation layer, and then we have application layer, and then we have database layer. So presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So what happens in this approach? We fetch the data from a database, process it in the application layer, do all the calculation in the application layer, and then send the result in the presentation layer. But what happens with in-memory database technology? We are calculating, and we are also calculating and also we are processing it. We are taking the data, we are calculating it and directly sending the end result to application layer. Excuse me. So we are avoiding the unnecessary moving of data to application layer, but we are not moving the data to application layer here, but we are moving a result to application layer directly. That's how it is improving the performance, because it's an in-memory database technology, and as discussed, it uses 1000 cores. So parallel operation using RAM. Parallel operation will be used using round robin method. That is why it is very fast and quick. So more core, more performance. Simple. So SAP HANA is not only the first in-memory product of SAP. Then what was there before? So what was the before? Technology. So this SAP HANA is not the first one as an in-memory product what SAP launched. Before this, in 1999, they came up with APO, Advanced Planning Optimizer. And secondly, in 2004, they came up with CREX. And in 2006, they came up with BWA, Business Warehouse Accelerator. And in 2010, November, they came with a full-fledged HANA. So why APO failed, why TREX failed? BW is still fine, but APO had its own drawbacks. So they had to come up with a new product. So in 2010 November, they came up with full-fledged access of SAP HANA. And the latest version, which is available in the market, is Service Pack 8. The latest version which is available is Service Pack 8. But what is the version that you are learning? If someone asks what is the version that you are learning in HANA, it is 1.0. 1.0 is nothing but your version. And what is the Service Pack? Service Pack is 8. So we are going to learn the HANA version 1.0 to the Service Pack 8. So different HANA editions are available in different packages as per the client requirement, like our car with different modules. So SAP is not providing the hardware to customer. When a customer purchases HANA, SAP is not providing any hardware here. Then who is providing the hardware to the customers? When they purchase a HANA, who is providing the hardware here? The vendors. Vendors are providing the hardware. So hardware vendors like IBM, HP, Cisco, Hitachi. These are all hardware vendors. And technology partners. So the technology partners are Intel and SUSE Linux. So SUSE Linux is nothing but a Linux environment where HANA can run or install. So these are technology partners, and the vendors are IBM, HP, and Cisco and Hitachi. So these are the vendors. When actually SAP is purchased by customer, he is not receiving any hardware from SAP, but the vendors like Cisco, Hitachi, and IBM, they actually provide the hardware. So far, any doubts? So I hope you understood why HANA came into picture. What is HANA? Why
Yes,
it came into picture?
yeah.
Because all ERP was not able to successfully give the real-time data access. So that's why this HANA came into picture. Next. Why HANA? Because of the failure of real-time data provision, and HANA capability because it's in-memory database technology based out of RAM, and there is hardware innovation and software innovation. In software innovation, it is called as hybrid database technology because it supports both columnar structure and row structure. So the columnar is used for reading. If you see our ECC system or SAP system, it uses tables. Here, I was saying I'm going to use ETL tool to extract the data. What is ETL? Extract, transform, load. It's a database operation tool to fetch the data from one source system to target system. Why I have to move here? Suppose if I replace this, I'll be teaching that in the next class. I'll be talking about this, replacing this traditional approach with SAP HANA. So I'm going to discuss that, where this ETL tools will be used. So why I have to replicate the data? The replication of data is necessary here because it's not like a traditional R/3 system or a CRM system or any system where the data is available readily in form of tables. When a customer purchases HANA, the data is not available inside HANA database. The required data, you have to replicate it from the source system to target system, that is our HANA. So that's the reason we need ETL tools. So I'm going to discuss that in the next class, and this concludes the introduction class of HANA.